Hey there, I'm Jamie Smith, and I wanted to run through today and show you a new add-on called CF Multiple Bumps, and this allows you to use multiple bump offer boxes on the same order form. And what this helps you do is to add more average order value, to increase your average order value. And so we all know that bumps can be super effective. So bumps are a great way to take, say, a free plus shipping offer where you're offering a free product and you've got a minimal shipping cost, and add kind of a no-brainer deal that increases your average order value right off the bat. And so, for example, .com Secrets book, which was a great bump, was a free plus shipping book. Book was free, shipping was like $7.95. So that gives you basically, if you want to do a self-liquidating offer and you want to do a break even on that front end funnel, then that gives you $7.95 to spend on traffic. But there was a bump, and the bump was a no-brainer offer, which was, hey, you came here, you got a free book, we're just asking you to cover the cost of shipping, but if you want this book right away, check the box and we'll get you the audiobook version, the PDF version, and a free bonus chapter that you don't get in the physical book, for just $37, and you'll get it immediately. And so to me, when I went through and I bought the .com Secrets book, that was a no-brainer offer to me. It was like, yeah, I'm super pumped about this book. I want to get it, and yeah, I want the physical copy, but it's going to take who knows how long. It might take a couple of weeks to get here. And so actually, I want it right now. I want to start consuming it right now. I want to learn from it right now. So yeah, I'm happy to pay the extra $37 to go ahead and get it right away in an audiobook version, PDF version, with a bonus chapter. So that was a no-brainer deal for me. So that bump actually took the front end, $7.95 deal, took it up to over $40 for a purchase for me. And so I think the average take rate on that bump was somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 40%. And so that really increases your ability to spend money on traffic. If you go from a $7.95 average order value up to like a $30 average order value by adding a bump, then that gives you $30 now that you can spend on that same traffic. So if you can spend $30 on traffic versus spending $7.95 on traffic, then you can get a lot more buyers onto your list. So that's the whole point of a bump. So enough of a bump explanation. Let's go into why you'd want to add multiple bumps. Multiple bumps, again, it gives you the same effect. It allows you to add more value to your average order using the same technique, but add multiple bumps on the same page. Some people may not want one bump, but they might want another. And so you can have multiple offers in there. And if you do it well, you'll hopefully get people to take the multiple bumps and really increase your average order value. So so that's what a multiple bump is. And let me show you what that looks like. We're just going to open this up in a preview. This is actually inside my ClickFunnels editor. I'm going to open this up in a preview. I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick preview here. And you'll see this will probably populate with some just bogus information that I put in, email address and all that stuff. We're going to click go to step 2 here because this is a 2-step order form. And you'll see instead of having just one bump box with one offer, we actually have 3 bump boxes here. And so we've got our core product, then our credit card form, and then our multiple bump boxes. And then we have an order summary. And so this actually has not just the multiple bumps, but it has the order summary add-on. And so that order summary add-on allows you to have an order total at the bottom, as well as work properly when you have multiple products attached to your order. And now if we check, hey, yeah, I want bump 1, check the box. Now we'll see bump 1 gets added into the order summary. And it would say, you know what, I'm not so keen on bump 2, I don't want that one, but yeah, I want bump 3. Check the box there, and again, now we have bump 1 and bump 3 added to the order. So we took our order from $7.95 up to $42.85. So obviously there's test numbers, you got to do it with your own offer, but you can see how adding those products together really increases your average order value. And if you do a good offer, it's going to be a no-brainer, and it's going to be really easy. You describe it in a sentence or two, and people are going to say, I totally get what that is, and I totally get why I need to add that now. I can see that it's a really good deal. I can see that I can't get it anywhere else. I can only get it while I'm making this purchase, so I need to go ahead and add it now so I don't lose out. Get that FOMO going, that fear of missing out. Check that in there, and you'll be in good shape. So that's what multiple bumps allows you to do. Now let's run through and show you how to get this installed. It is super simple. The code you'll need is should be down below this video somewhere on this page. And so you grab the code for the multiple order bumps. You don't need to do any configuration or anything like that. You just need to grab the code. And the code is going to go into your settings, tracking code, and then footer tracking code. And you're just going to paste that code in here. The next thing you'll need to do is go and grab the CF order summary code, and you can grab that. There should be another lesson. If you're in the Funnel U members area, there should be another lesson, or in the CF Pro Tools members area, there should be another lesson for the CF order summary add-on. Grab that code and drop it in down below. And so if you look, because you'll want these both, because you're going to want to use an order summary. If you don't have an order summary element on your page, you don't really need to do this, but I think you'll want to. So you want to go ahead and grab that order summary element and drop it down below. So you're going to drop in the order summary code down below here, and that's how that's going to work. So, so you'll just kind of paste in the order bump or the multiple bumps add-on. You'll paste in the order summary add-on, and that's all you need to do. Just follow the instructions for the CF order summary. Again, it's pretty super simple. And then the next thing is on this page, I've got just a basic two-step order form. We need to make sure that the traditional order bump that comes with the two-step order form is turned off, because we're going to create our own order bumps. So go into your order bump, your two-step order form element, click the gear icon, and then click on the advanced tab. And then where it says toggle order bump, make sure this is set to hide order bump. We don't want to show the order bump, we want to hide order bump. That is going to make sure that the order bump is turned off for this for this two-step order form, because we're going to add in our own order bumps. And so right now I have these actually added on the page, but they're hidden. So I'm going to go into manage and I'm going to turn these on. You'll need to add them new. Okay, and so you can do that. You can add new ones just by going in here and saying, you know, hey, I want to add an element and I want to add an order bump element. And that's going to add this order bump element right here. And then you go in and you set it up the way that you want to. You put in your headline, you put in your OTO headline, you put in your text, you set all your options, you do all that stuff. And that's how that works. And so that's all you need to do to add the new elements. And then the next thing you'll want to do is actually make sure that that you have your product IDs. So you need your product IDs. So go in, grab those, and you've probably seen these in other videos, but let's run through real quickly and show you how to grab your product ID. And so I'm going to jump into my funnels, and I'm going to jump into this bump. I'm going to jump into my multiple bump demo funnel. And then I'm going to go into my products. And this is how you want to set up your products. Okay, so we've got our one core product, and that is set up just like normal, nothing special there. But then we have 3 bump products. You need to make sure each one of these is checked as a bump product. So if I click on edit here, you'll see that I've got the checkbox where it says, should this be the bump on the order page? You need to make sure that's checked, otherwise it will show up as a product in your product selector. If you want it to be a bump, you need to make sure that that box is checked. And you'll want to check that for each one. Just make sure if you're going to add multiple bump products and you're checking the boxes that you're actually using the multiple bump add-on. Otherwise, what will happen is when you go in and you use a regular bump, if you created multiple bump products and you didn't add the add-on, then your bump is actually going to show whatever you put in for the bump, but it's actually probably going to attach to your last bump product, not the first one, which is what you might expect. So it's probably going to mess a little bit with those. So just make sure that if you're going to set up multiple bump products, that you're actually using the multiple bump add-on. So what we need to do in this case is actually grab the product ID. So we can do that from the edit link. If you hover over that and you right click and do copy link address, we can go in, we want to right click, copy link address, open that up and paste in. There we go. And we actually want to grab what comes after products. It's going to be /products/ in this case it's 834797. So that is our product ID. So now let's go back and take a look at our bump boxes. So we want this first bump box to be associated with our first bump product. So we want to go into settings and we want to go into get CSS info, and we want to set the title to CF-multi-bump dash, and then whatever our product ID is. In this case, our product was 834797. And then once we've got that set, again, CF-multi, M-U-L-T-I, bump 834797 for our first product. You're going to do this for each of the bump products that you have and each of the bump boxes you want to add. You're going to attach just the product ID at the end. That lets the code know which product am I going to add to the order when somebody checks the box on this bump offer. And so that's what we do there. So we click update on that, and then we'll see if we go into now to bump 2, that our product ID is slightly different. Now it's 834798. That's the ID of our next bump product. So if we just hover over our edit link here, we can see that 834798 is our product ID. It actually shows in the little bottom left corner of the status bar of your browser. Will show /products/834798. And again, 834799 is our third bump product. And so if we go in and check the setting for that one, we can look at the hashtag, and it's CF-multi-bump-834799, and just make sure we click our update button once you set that, and you're good to go. And then I always set these to hidden, especially on hidden on a two-step order form. And the reason that we do that hidden on a two-step order form page, you don't have to do this on a one-step order form because they're going to show, you want them to show right away. But on a two-step, we don't want them to show up down below this right away because they're going to show by default when we load the page. So if I save it here and I click preview, we'll notice that when the page loads, just briefly, I get my bump boxes and then they go away. I don't want that. I don't want to see that little flash. I don't want to see them there and then go away. So I just set them to hidden by default. If we go into settings and click hide, and settings and click hide, and settings and click hide. We only need to do this when we're using this on a two-step order form because the code actually knows that this is a two-step order form page if you're using one. If it's not on a two-step order form, it's just a one-step. It works. You don't have to do anything special, but on a two-step, it's a little bit different. The code knows what kind of order form you have on your page, and it knows that if you have a bump box, you want to drag it inside and just below the credit card form. And so we hide these by default, and now when we click save and we click preview, then we'll see when the page loads, the bump boxes aren't there. There's no showing them and then hiding them. They just aren't there. But now when we click go to step 2, they're already pulled in magically below our credit card form and above our order summary. So that code takes care of doing all that for you. So just make sure that they're hidden when you save your page. That way they don't kind of flash for you. If you forget, they're just going to flash and then they're going to get pulled in. So you'll see them for a second and then they'll go away. Not a big deal, but I just don't like that. So I hide them first and then I show them magically through the code. So now that's all really we need to do. So now if we go in and we check the box here, we can see that we get our testing product, testing bump 1, testing bump 2, testing bump 3, all added to our order. And then our order total updates and everything works perfectly. So that's all there is to do the install. So again, we'll just run through real quickly. We need to make sure that we turn off the order bump on the, if you're using a two-step order form, make sure you hide the order bump. It's on advanced settings, toggle order bump, hide order bump, because you don't want that one that's included by default to be on the form. We're going to replace it with the ones we add manually. And then you need to make sure that you've got however many bump products you have. You want to make sure you have that number of bump boxes added to the page. So in this case, we had 3 bump products. We want 3 bump boxes. You can add as many as you want. And then for each one of these, we're going to go in, we're going to go click on the settings, click get CSS info, and we're going to name it CF-multi-bump-whatever our product ID is. And we grab our product ID from our products tab, and then we click our update button, and then we save our page, and we are good to go. And then if you're using a two-step and you don't want to see the little flash, just go in and set that bump box to hidden by default, and the code will know that it's there, and it will go ahead and show it when the code has finished so that it's ready to go when somebody gets to your second step of your order form. And that's for 2 steps. 1 steps is no big deal. They're just there out of the box. You just add them into your order form just like normal. You do all the same things. You don't have to hide or anything fancy like that, and you're good to go. Hopefully that all makes sense. Let me know how this works for you, and I hope you use it to great power, and I hope that it really does help to increase your average order value. That is the goal of using this, one, of using a bump in the first place, and two, of using multiple bumps. So again, Jamie Smith with CF Pro Tools and Funnel University. I hope this has been good, and I'll talk to you again real soon.